Well, mate, here we are again at the start of something new. Another new journey to begin with. Hey,
Yes.
hey, friend.
Yes.
Remember the first time we did a podcast together?
In the core.
In the core.
Mm.
Do you remember what we spoke about?
Yes.
Tell me.
Our history.
Our history.
As in my history, your history, how that linked together.
We were so new back then, weren't we? We were speaking about, what we did at the time. How times have changed.
I think we started it like a couple of months into going full time. So yeah, it was pretty new, I guess. Must have been around March time, 2018. Because remember, we got Will on, didn't we? In March.
Yeah.
Was it Will the first one?
Yeah, the first one was Will.
On the
From
high table
Darkroom.
and desk. Yeah.
Shit, man.
Well, that was a different podcast, though, because this podcast, Dan, as you are about to tell the viewers, is different how?
We have created I guess you could say a sub-brand, a sub-strand, away from Ottr called the Through the Window podcast. It's currently up on the TV there. And it wasn't until today, actually, that I was looking at the brand and I was thinking, I don't know if I like that logo. And I thought, is it too late to now change it? Because it's on the TV of every single podcast.
Yeah, that's very bad timing. But if you hate it, you should probably change it now.
Yeah.
Do you think you're going to change it?
I don't know, I'm just finding it really hard to work with.
What don't you like about it?
It's just trying to fit it into other pieces of artwork. And
Because it doesn't really end, does it? It's infinite.
It's not like it's not a piece of text that says it. It's the text, and then you've got the emblem. I guess the emblem will work on its own well in the future. But for now, they have to be together.
I guess
People have to know it.
Could you design something completely different for the logo that fits in the same brand guidelines as that?
Yeah, I could do.
Rather than change everything, because that's quite a nice banner.
Yeah, it's just tricky trying to fit that into a square.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's one of the issues.
What if you had through the window on the actual window, and you slanted it so it looked like it was written?
Yeah, so
I'm not a designer.
It's on the yellow.
Yeah.
I have thought about that, but
Of course you did.
it might just be a bit too small, not legible enough.
You're used to that, aren't you?
Too small, and not legible. Yes, I am. You'd know.
I would know.
Oh, mate. So yeah.
So we're going to have guests on, as every podcast does, on a we hope weekly basis, and within that we are going to chat all things about what they do and the interesting stories that they provide, and we'll talk about that and be our silly, lovable selves. But also we'll have a few questions for them, or a theme that we'll go through, and one of them being is, tell us a window. I suppose you should better ask this question, Dan, because you portrayed it beautifully with Max earlier.
So one of the first questions that we'll ask them will be to tell us a little bit about a window that you've looked through in life, physically, but also maybe metaphorically. I mean, we've all looked through many windows.
Yes.
Tell me about a window that you've looked through that is, struck a nerve. Just quickly, any window.
The first one that comes to mind is the conservatory at my parents' old house after I sent a football through it.
There we go.
Yeah.
So that's a bit of a crazy story there.
Yeah.
And I'm sure
I cried.
like you at home, you've got stories of windows that you've looked through. We want to know about those windows.
Yes.
Were they double glazed? No, we don't really care about the
glazing.
quality of the glazing, do we?
Unless it's to do with the story.
Because, well, what you don't know is we're actually about to start a window company. Imagine that. Ottr Glazing. Imagine if we just sat this all in and we're like, should we start selling windows?
Nah.
If you had to sell one product, what would it be?
Videos.
Videos, yeah, fair enough.
What would you sell?
The first thing that came to mind was squirrel food. I don't really know why. Because you know what I'd do with it?
What?
I'd lace a squirrel food with acid and
Acid?
remove all of the squirrels, from the earth. Well, acid, would that be the right thing? Is it anthrax? Is that quite a strong substance?
You just give them a weird trip, wouldn't you? A weird nutty trip?
No, I mean acid that like battery acid.
Jesus, Dan.
Yeah.
Put that in me. You can't give squirrels alkaline.
Is it alkaline or acid? Isn't alkaline opposite to acid?
Is it? I thought alkaline was the battery acid. Joss, can you Google what alkaline is, please, on the screen?
Please pull that up. So, folks at home, those who aren't aware, maybe you've just tuned in for the podcast, you don't actually know who we are. Well, I'm actually Dan, and that is Ben, and the guy who's pulling this up on TV now is called Joss, and he is our wonderful producer, the man behind the screen, the man who makes shit happen. Alkaline v acid. When the pH level is lower than 6.5, the body is considered acidic, and when the pH level is higher than 7.5, the body is considered alkaline. So it's in between. Is that what you're saying?
Has alkaline nothing to do with batteries then? Joss,
I'm
can
sure
you Google
get alkaline batteries, right?
Yeah, I thought alkaline was in it.
What would be the best way of killing squirrels, do you think?
All the squirrels in the country?
Yeah. We need to... So,
Probably some sort of squirrel.
Boris Johnson comes to you and says, Ben, we've got an issue.
Yeah.
Squirrels are getting out of hand. We have to eradicate the squirrel
All the
species.
squirrels?
Yeah, we have to get rid of every single squirrel in the UK.
That's nuts.
Except from the red ones.
Except the red ones.
What do you do?
Oh, that complicates things massively because you can't really not spread diseases to certain colours, as far as I'm aware. British government.
Coughs and sneezes, spread disease.
I wouldn't know how to only eradicate greys, mate, unless you literally went out there and only you did it one by one.
Yeah, fair enough.
If not, it'd be something like foot and mouth disease that only targeted squirrels or vermin. But then you're going to kill rats and beavers.
Yeah. Talking about beavers.
Yes.
Go on.
What?
Tell me.
I'm not talking about the new Steam game I'm playing on the intro to the podcast. I don't think anyone's going to have interest in that.
All right. What else should we talk about then?
I guess we should start with one of the most personal things that you've ever experienced.
Go on then.
Let's start with the day you lost your virginity.
The day I lost my virginity. Wow.
Where were you? Did it hurt?
It hurt me.
To sit down after?
Nice.
Yeah. Sorry, yeah. Moving along swiftly. I don't know what other things we can talk about the podcast.
What age bracket would this podcast fit within?
18 to 35.
18 to 30. Not over 35. So our parents wouldn't like it? Is that what you're saying?
I think there's a possibility that people of that certain age aren't necessarily into podcasting.
Wow. Do you think they should be? Do you think we should be making a podcast that hits that generation?
I don't know.
Maybe we should talk about subjects that they like.
But then we're making a podcast for the audience, not for ourselves. And then the art becomes...
The artist.
Dissolved.
That's exactly what you don't want.
No. Exactly, Dan. Thank you for those points you've raised. And I'll see if I can stall long enough for you to bring up another question that we will then indeed talk about.
So you speak regularly about your curly hair being a bit of an issue for barbers. You talk about it as if barbers have never cut curly hair before.
I've talked about it as in I've had enough haircuts from enough barbers to know that not all barbers can cut curly hair, yes. That's definitely true.
Really?
Yeah, 100%.
Why?
Because curly hair is more...
Why can't they handle it? Surely curly hair and straight hair, two different things, but you deal with it every day. They're barbers. They must be cutting loads of hair.
Straight hair and curly hair sit different. It's easy to cut curly hair, but it's not easy to cut it and make it look good because of how it's like cutting a forest, mate. That's constantly growing. With straight hair, it's just linear. You didn't really care about the answer when you asked the question, did you, Dan? I could tell.
I was coming up with some random topic to fill the air. I think what you're going to get from this podcast is knowledge that you've never heard before. We're going to be talking to guests. What are you doing? I thought it was a deodorant can.
Drinking.
We're going to be talking to guests with a range of qualifications, experiences in life, and know-hows from all parts of the UK. We've spoke to Max Berham already. This is kind of a pilot episode, but we've already pre-recorded episodes, so they're about to launch soon.
Yes.
Should we tease out the people who we spoke to?
Sure, yeah.
Joss nods.
Yeah, we've had professional skateboarder, MBE 433 host James Frelful.
Our second guest was none other than Bex Beer, who actually is a subject that we filmed previously.
Yes.
And we turned her into a podcast guest.
Into a growing strain documentary prospect.
What a lovely person she was.
She is. And still is to be.
Yeah, we spoke to her about her travels to China, starting up her own business.
China!
I think it was two angel investors, right?
They were both Dutch as well.
Yeah, so, yeah, that was pretty cool. And then our third podcast guest was...
And the least favourite, Max Berham.
Yeah.
Our fourth Otter.
Yeah.
He was here as well.
No, that was pretty cool to talk to him, get a bit of an insight into his upbringing, his life so far.
Yes.
And his future with us.
Yes, indeed.
What else has been cool about it, Ben, is that we are just going to be ourselves on this podcast, and we can remove ourselves away slightly from the Otter brand and just be as ridiculous as we like, which is a nice thing, isn't it?
Or unridiculous, you know? Maybe you want to be unremarkable for an episode, you know? Let's just go with it, man. Go with it, you know? Just want to feel...
Just be with the waves.
Free, yeah. Let's just dig in deep or not dig in at all, you know? Let's sit back or have a party, you know? Let's just really go for it.
Like a surfboard on top of the waves.
Yeah, totally.
If you was anything on top of the waves, what would you be? I'd be a flamingo.
A flamingo on top of the wave?
Yeah,
Why?
imagine that. I mean one of the rubber flamingos.
Why?
Just because you're free, you're large, you're pink, you're pretty, you're everything.
Sounds like me right now, mate.
You're everything.
Large, pink and pretty.
You're everything that I want to be. A pink flamingo.
Okay. Yes. Well, great news. Great news on the new podcast. Yes, and we will definitely be adventuring into adjacent conversations that are a little more fluid to our personalities rather than limited by our brand guidelines of Ottr Works. Because if you didn't know that we are actually owners of a video production company here, Ottr Works, here in Swindon, and we do films and photography and design and drone and studio hire and
how is it going at the moment? How is Ottr from the last time we spoke?
Well, as in we spoke on the podcast. Oh yeah, Otter's been going great. Yeah. Everything's good.
Still above board. Yeah,
I thought you meant like we spoke like 10 minutes ago.
Money in the bank.
Yeah, there's money in the bank. Yeah, for now. But yeah, everything's good. Everything's good. And people are paying invoices on time. There was one person who didn't recently, but we made sure that he did. But apart from that, it's everything's been going swimmingly. It's nice to be involved in an industry that is growing year on year. We're not like we're in agriculture where everything's getting robotonized. Shout out to my farmer friends, Neil. Yeah, hope everyone at home is doing well. Dan, over to you.
That was great, mate.
Great, thanks, Dan. Back to me. So if anyone has any questions about farming, I can put you in contact with Neil.
What kind of farming does he do?
Agricultural.
Agriculture. What kind of agricultural?
Plants.
Corn. It's corn mainly.
Corn.
Sweet corn.
No, corn snakes.
Corn snakes. Farm full of corn snakes. That is wonderful.
Thank you.
That was a really good little moment there.
I turned on a little bit there, didn't I?
Yeah, you really brought the energy. I like that.
Thank you.
I like that a lot about you.
I get nervous.
Yeah. I like what you're wearing as well today.
I like what you're wearing today.
You don't.
Do you know? No, I do. Do you know what I really like about your fashion sense, Dan?
Go on.
You really pull off same colour outfits.
Do I?
Yeah, I like what you wore to the party on Saturday. You wore green and green, and I'm not going to lie, mate, it really fucking popped there.
Thanks. It's a bit of a bold choice sometimes, going like same colour.
That isn't black or that isn't like neutral, to go green.
Upper and lower. I do love the colour green. It's definitely my favourite type of colour.
I only found out khaki green was a thing 2 weeks ago.
Khaki green?
Yeah, I've never heard of it before 2 weeks ago.
Why did you hear that? What point?
I saw it on
Where
Zara.
were you? On Zara?
I was on Zara and they had a khaki green polo. I thought, that's a nice green.
You do love a bit of Zara these days.
I've really gone into Cos and Zara recently, yeah.
I
think Amber's very pleased about it because I look more Scandinavian and that's the kind of man that she's into. So
she likes a bit of a Scandi boy.
She does, yeah.
You have got the curly blonde hair of a Scandi as well.
And the legs.
Yeah, definitely the legs.
Slim.
Yeah. Well, yeah, very slim legs. Slimline tonic legs.
Also, for the fans of me out there, if there are any, aside from my
Well,
parents.
you got noted other weekend. You even got discount on a bottle of something, didn't you?
Yeah, let's not talk about that. I don't think you wanted me to raise it. But yes, there was notice of the vlog and therefore a discount on alcohol. But not sure you want me to drop Barry from Magnum Wines in on that. Shit. Name drop. Anyway, I was going to say, I completely threw me off topic there, Dan, with Brian. Something to do...
So, Amber, with your fashion sense.
I can't remember. Back to you in the studio.
Right.
Oh, actually, on that subject, I believe Joss has some questions for us. Joss, do you want, instead of me and Dan reading from our phones, do you want to type them onto the big screen?
Nice.
Would that be fun, Joss? Because then everyone can see it physically.
In the meantime, I'm going to do a Terry Tibbs impression for you. Hello, everybody. Come on down to my show. Hello, everybody. Welcome to For the Window podcast. You're joining me, Terry Tibbs, the first podcast guest on the Terry Tibbs For the Window podcast. Do you know why they called it For the Window?
Go on.
Because through the window, TT, Terry Tibbs, 2 T's, my name, through the window. Come on.
Thank you, Dan.
All right, so the first question
is
what is Dan's favourite thing about Ben?
Oh.
Now, are we answering this truthfully?
Yeah.
Oh,
Come on, lay it on the table, you slag.
Come on. Get comfortable, please. Oh, God. Do I have to look into his eyes whilst I do this, Joss? Okay.
I'm nervous.
My favourite thing about you, Ben, is, apart from our friendship, obviously, our lovely friendship, would be your and your skinny legs is another one.
You're supposed to be serious, not take the piss.
Sorry.
I need this.
Bit of an ego boost. Is that what you do? It would be Ben's ability to not give a shit and to have that kind of infectiousness upon other people. He's brought me out of my shell in many ways. I used to be a shy little introverted creature.
A lizard.
I'm still very much an introverted lizard, as I am today, but less so because of you.
You're more yourself now.
Thank you. You've really brought that out of me.
Thanks, Dan. Joss, who asked that question out of interest?
Did you ask that?
Thank you, and thank you for that lovely compliment, Dan. That was really nice to hear.
Yeah, it's really hard to do that.
Yeah, I know.
It makes me feel well uncomfortable. That's why you did it, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Prick.
Oh, what's next, Joss?
Mars bars.
Mars bar, fridge or cupboard. So is that literally where do we keep Mars bars if we had some?
I think it's if you were given a Mars bar, would you keep it in the fridge or
cupboard,
in the cupboard?
You don't want to make a Mars bar hard. It's nice and soft, like a taffy cake.
Yes.
Or a cloud.
Whenever I've had a Mars bar, I've not had it long enough to put it in either a fridge or a cupboard. It's usually just eaten straight away. Because you're usually on the road, right?
Oh, right,
Mars bars are a road bar.
You haven't had a Mars bar in like 3 years now?
Many years.
They're a goat chocolate bar, Mars.
Yeah.
Really good.
Did you ever have a battered Mars bar?
I did.
Or, as I used to call it in school, a matted bars bar?
I'd never called it that.
Did you not?
No, I never heard that name.
What do you think of the battered Mars bar?
I remember I took it into a chippy in Highworth on the way home from school.
You took the actual Mars bar?
Mars bar. So, excuse me, can you batter this? And he goes, yeah. And I remember he said, do you want me to take the wrapper off? And I thought, oh, I don't know. Is that what do you do? Yeah. Well, obviously, in reflection now, of course you fucking take the wrapper off.
Was he taking the piss?
I don't think he was.
Are you serious?
Well,
imagine eating
all he knows is batter, mate. So
Fair enough.
What would be the most interesting thing to batter? Do you think?
Cream egg.
Do you
imagine a battered
nothing
cream
more
egg?
Interesting than that?
What are you thinking?
In
In Scotland they batter everything.
Yeah.
They've got a bad pizza over there.
Why are you so ugly, Dan? From Dan's.
It's nice. I'm sure you've kind of asked him to say that, haven't you?
No,
because it's all good for you, but not for me. I'm kind of getting the worst end of this.
To be honest, Dan, me and your dad chat a lot, but we never chat about you.
Fair enough.
Not a question. Just wanted to say I love the vlog. Hazel on Instagram, thank you for loving the vlogs. We love them too.
What I love about them. What do you love about the vlogs?
I love watching back the weeks. I like watching back the end of the week on the Friday and seeing what we got up to. But I think something that's becoming even more lovely now is being able to jump on YouTube and watch shit from like a year and a half ago that we used to get up to. We literally have like a video diary of our business history. There's like no companies out there that have that.
Do you remember when we started out and we were like, oh, yeah, I know there'd be weeks where we would do a podcast, and then there was like almost a month, I think, where we didn't do a podcast. And I was thinking at times, oh God, what's even the point in doing these? Because no one's really watching them. Sorry, vlogs.
Yeah.
And at the point I was like, why are we even doing this? No one's even watching these. And I think now it's like, we still only get like under 100 views on every single one, but it's just great to see the content for us.
Well, we don't do it. We don't
keep
do
a
it for views, do we? We do it because we love it.
Exactly. But it'd be great to get more views.
Thank you, Hazel.
So if you're watching, subscribe to ottrworks.com.
Dan, what was your inside leg?
Inside leg, I would say, is 32.
32 what?
Inches.
That's impossible, mate.
Why?
That's insane.
Why is it?
And my waist is 32/34.
What's your inside leg then?
14
14
inches.
No, it's not. You know when you go and get jeans, they say 32 by 32, or like 34 by 32.
That's around your waist.
No, it's not. 30. The first number is your waist. The second is your leg.
I'm talking about the first number.
Yeah, which is your waist. The second number, what's that?
That's the length.
Yeah, and what is it normally? Joss, can you put average inside leg distance,
faster,
please?
Joss.
Oh my God, Joss.
Average inside leg.
Measure from the crotch to the desired.
No, what is your inside leg, Joss? What is the average inside leg? We know what an inside leg is. What is your inside leg? Are you serious, Joss?
There you go. 29.5 standard, 32 inches. Boom.
You're right.
So you're only 14. Is that really true?
Well, I thought it was the diameter. No, sorry. I thought it was the circumference of the inside of my leg. I thought that's what it meant.
Fair enough.
Inside leg. I didn't think it was like the length of my leg. I thought it was the length around my leg.
You're pretty girthy. But then earlier you did say you've got skinny legs, so I don't really know what to make of that. Anyways.
Thanks for bringing it back up.
I think that's all of the questions that we've got for today.
Oh, great.
Have you got any questions for me?
No. Can you do a Jamaican accent?
No, because that would be racist.
Would it?
Yes.
What's racist about having a Jamaican accent?
Patois.
What's that?
That's the language they speak.
You didn't really answer my question. You just said something else. You're really good at accents. I can't do
I
Jamaican.
don't think I've really done Jamaican.
I used to love that one. Like, can you say beer can or bacon at the same time with a Jamaican accent?
Beer can.
Yeah. So what did you say? Bacon or beer can?
Beer can.
There you go.
Yeah,
nice. There you go. See, you can do an accent really well.
Thank you.
Irish.
So I've been down here. This is more Northern Irish, but I've been on Twitter recently.
So good.
With what's his name? You know, the radio host, Phil Taggart.
What? Scottish.
Oh, you're right, mate. You want to go for a quick little Jimmy after work? We can get wasted.
Welsh.
Well, actually, it's been a bit of a long drive here today. My name is Robert Buckland, and I am now sacked from the government.
Somerset.
So, you're right here, boy. Won't come down there for a quick pint tonight after work. We have a good couple ciders and that, and we can go in a tractor.
Australian.
This is becoming too much.
No, come on.
All right.
You've nailed every one.
All right, Australia. We've got a couple games of cricket going on over in the sports fields out the back there. It shouldn't be too long until the Aroos jump on over and we can have a little session with them too.
South African.
South Africa is a fantastic country because is that a bad accent? It's not too bad, is it? South African.
That's not bad. It's not great.
Blue rugby. That's good.
Swedish. Oh, I love your Swedish one, mate.
I can't remember how I used to do that.
Hello, Ben.
Hello, Ben. How are you doing? Hello. My name's Sven Lott, and then I'm not from Sweden.
That's my name saved in your phone, isn't it?
Sven Lott, yes.
It's that time we went to Sweden.
No, after Sven-Goran Eriksson, the England manager back in the day.
Do I look like him or something?
A little bit, yeah. Pull up a photo of Sven-Goran Eriksson, please, Joss. Sven-Goran Eriksson.
Sven-Goran Eriksson. Oh, yeah, he was alright, wasn't he? Or was he pretty shit?
He was alright at the start and got a bit shit at the end of his career. I guess he had Beck's, he had a little bit of David Beckham going on there. What does he look like?
He looks like an egg, mate. Do you know, he looks like a guy who went to school with his dad. I can't really say his name.
Oh, right.
You ever seen his dad?
Nope.
Oh, there you go. Oh, yeah. Anyway, Joss, can you pull up a photo of yourself, please? We just want to obviously intro yourself to the podcast.
Joss, can you Google yourself and see what happens?
Yeah, type in Joss Henderson, non-giant form. Because obviously you don't want to see you in giant form. That'd be weird. I actually typed it's a goalkeeper. Jordan Henderson. Yeah, just bring in Joss Henderson, please, Joss.
Jeez, you're quite fit on
God,
Google.
there's a lot of fitties out there.
Put Ottr Works on it, they'll know you then.
There's a guy called Josh Henderson, that's why.
It's Mr. Steal Your Girl.
Oh, there you are on the right, Josh.
Oh, there he is, LinkedIn.
So this is our podcast producer, Joss, and he is the one cutting between cameras and making this all look fancy and pretty. And, obviously backing us up when we need to know what an inside leg is because we're not cultured at all, i.e. me. Dan is going to now summarise the podcast like an old man in a Swedish bookshop.
I am. Please, everyone, now relax into your chairs and come with me on a wild journey of summarising this podcast here. We are going to summarise the podcast we've just had, and this is going to be a regular feature on the podcast, except for the first 3 episodes. Because I forgot. Anyway, sometimes in life, you might be the squirrel underneath the ground. Sometimes in life, you might be the squirrel up in the tree. Sometimes in life, you might be the guy with a bag of acid in your hand, about to eliminate every single squirrel from its earth. Now, as a squirrel, you've got 2 things you can do. You can either run away from the man with the acid, or you can stay tight, sit tight, and just be the squirrel that you are. The most important thing you need to do in life, though, is make the decision quick. Here at Ottr Works, we are all about moving fast and moving quick. Through the Window podcast, it's like the squirrel that runs away. Because we never sit still here at Ottr Works. So if that man with the acid comes towards you, and you're up in the tree, get your little feet going, and make a cloud of dust. Because you do not want to be eradicated from this earth, Mr. Squirrel. You are more than that. So, Mr. Squirrel, when you do run away, just don't forget that you may have left your friends behind up in the tree, and they're soon to be eradicated by the man with the acid. Make a decision, Ben. What are you going to be today? Are you going to be the squirrel that runs away? Or are you going to be the squirrel that sits in the tree and gets eradicated by the man with the acid?
I'm going to be the man with the acid.
And if you are the man with the acid, please just think about the things that you want to kill in life. Think twice about it. Do you really need to go out and eradicate every single squirrel from this earth? Adam and Eve came to earth. Only 2 people. Noah, in his big boat, came along. He had 2 of everything.
That's not how the Bible works, though.
Isn't that how Didn't Noah have 2 of everything?
Yeah, but not around the same time as Adam and Eve.
Yeah, but it's the same story. So yeah, if you are a squirrel, just make sure that you either run or you hide. What other points did we talk about that I can summarise?
You're the one who's supposed to summarise it.
I've kind of forgotten already, though.
I think we're good there.
All right. Well, that's it. That's it for this mindfulness podcast. That's my gentle voice. This is the same voice that I use in bed with Ben. We're all calm now, aren't we? See what I did there?
That's great. Thanks for everyone to listening.
That's all right. Thank you very much.